Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine you are standing at the edge of existence itself. Around you is not chaos, but silence. A silence so vast, so infinite, that it almost hums with presence. The stars stretch endlessly above, each one a reminder of how small our troubles are, and yet how meaningful our choices remain. In this space, time slows. You are no longer running, no longer chasing. You are simply here. This is not just a meditation. This is a journey into stillness, a voyage guided by the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Over the next hour, we will step through landscapes of the soul, through valleys of thought and mountains of silence, until every restless part of you learns how to breathe again. The journey begins at the foot of a towering mountain. Its slopes are wrapped in silver mist, and the sky is painted with the first brushstrokes of dawn, faint pinks and golds stretching across the horizon. The air here is cold, sharp, and alive, carrying the quiet scent of pine and earth. Take your first step on the stone path, and already you feel the shift inside. Each step is deliberate, steady, heavy with meaning. The mountain does not ask you to rush. It asks you only to climb, and in that climb, to discover yourself. As you ascend, you hear nothing but the sound of your own breath and the crunch of gravel beneath your feet. The world below fades, all the noise, all the distractions, all the voices pulling you in every direction. Here, there is only the rhythm of movement, the simplicity of effort. Halfway up, the mist thins, and you see a hawk circling high above. Its wings are spread wide, cutting through the air with ease. It does not fight the wind, does not demand control. It simply rides the current, trusting the unseen forces to carry it where it needs to go. This is your first Stoic lesson of the journey. Control is an illusion. What matters is harmony. Like the hawk, you do not need to force every detail of your life into submission. You need only adjust your wings to align yourself with what is already moving. The higher you climb, the quieter the world becomes. The peak glows in golden sunlight now, a beacon of arrival. And when you finally reach the summit, you stop. The valley below stretches endlessly, bathed in morning light. You inhale the air, crisp, clean, untouched, and in that breath you feel the simple truth. You are small. And because you are small, you are free. Descending from the mountain, you find yourself walking along the banks of a slow, winding river. Its waters shimmer like liquid glass, mirroring the clouds and the trees with perfect clarity. You sit down on a flat stone at the edge of the river, and for the first time in a long time, you allow yourself to simply watch. Leaves float gently across the surface, carried downstream with no resistance. They do not cling, they do not demand to stay. They move, and in their movement there is peace. The Stoics taught that life is exactly like this river. Events flow through our days, some joyful, some painful, and too often we try to grab them, to hold them still, to fight against the current. But the river does not stop. It cannot be controlled, only observed. You lean closer, and in the reflection you see your own face. Not the rushed, distracted face the world sees. Not the mask you wear in conversation, but your true face, tired, searching, hungry for silence. The river whispers to you, "Be as I am." Let go, flow. For long minutes you sit there, watching. The ripples distort your reflection, then restore it again and again. You realize that no matter how the surface changes, the depths remain calm. And that is the lesson. You are not the ripples of your emotions. You are the depth beneath them. When you finally rise, the river continues on its way, unbothered, unending. And so do you. The path carries you now into an open field. The grass sways in gentle waves, golden under the midday sun. The horizon stretches endlessly with no walls, no boundaries, only space. Here, time itself seems to pause. You lie down in the tall grass, feeling the earth cradle your body, the sky stretch infinitely above you. Clouds drift lazily, each one a different shape, a different story, dissolving as quickly as they appear. In this field, your mind is restless at first. It jumps from memory to worry, from desire to regret. But slowly, like the wind softening, your thoughts begin to quiet. Each breath is longer, deeper. You feel the pulse of the earth beneath you. Steady and ancient. The Stoics remind us the present moment is all we truly possess. Past and future are illusions, shadows of thought. Here in this field, you taste that truth directly. You close your eyes, and in the darkness behind them you see not chaos but vastness. The mind, when emptied, is as spacious as the open sky. You stay there for what feels like hours, though time has no meaning here, only stillness does. And when you rise again, you carry a piece of that stillness with you, lodged like a secret flame inside your chest. By evening, your path leads to a cave carved into the mountainside. Its entrance is wide, dark, inviting in its mystery. You step inside, and instantly the world shifts. Sound becomes muted, light fades, and the air is cool and heavy. Deeper you go, and on the walls, shadows flicker. They twist and change with every movement of your torch. Some appear frightening, monstrous shapes looming larger than life. Others are beautiful, illusions of angels and forgotten faces. You pause, realizing the truth. These shadows are not real. They are projections, born from light and angle, given power only by perception. How many times has life been the same? How many fears were only shadows, enlarged by imagination, given weight by belief? The Stoics teach we suffer more in imagination than in reality. The cave becomes your teacher tonight. Each shadow you see, you name it: fear, anger, regret, desire. You watch as they shift, as they fade. When you approach. At the deepest point of the cave, there is silence, pure and total. You extinguish your torch, and for a moment there is nothing. No light, no shadow, no illusion. Only you, breathing in the dark, and strangely, it is not frightening. It is liberating. When you step out again into the night, the stars greet you like old friends. The shadows remain behind, powerless without your belief. You reach a clearing where travelers before you have built a fire pit. The embers still glow faintly, so you gather wood and spark the flames alive. Soon firelight dances around you, warm. Against the cool night air, you sit beside the fire, watching the flames curl upward, devouring the wood with hunger, yet illuminating the darkness with beauty. The paradox of fire, destructive and life-giving at once. In its glow, you remember another Stoic truth: life itself is fire. Each moment burns away the fuel of time. Each choice consumes something of us. And yet, through that burning, warmth is created, light is given. You hold out your hand to the heat. You feel its intensity, its energy. You think of your own spirit, restless, fierce, but also capable of radiance. What will you burn for? Will your fire consume blindly, or will it warm and guide? For hours you remain there, feeding the flames, letting its crackling rhythm merge with your thoughts. The fire does not apologize for burning. It simply fulfills its nature dot and its light. You find the courage to fulfill yours. The fire fades behind you as your path stretches into a barren desert. The sky above is vast and merciless, painted in muted orange and violet as the sun begins its descent. The sand shifts beneath your feet, endless dunes rising and falling like waves frozen in time dot at first. The desert feels empty, no trees, no rivers, no voices, only silence, but soon you realize it is not empty. It is full of trials. Every grain of sand, every gust of dry wind tests your resolve. Your throat dries, your body feels heavy. The temptation to stop, to lie down, to give in grows with each step. Yet the desert whispers, this is where you prove what cannot be broken. The Stoics knew hardship was the true training ground. Pain, hunger, exhaustion, these were not curses but teachers. Marcus Aurelius himself wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." So you keep walking, step by step, breath by breath. The dunes no longer intimidate you. They become milestones. Each crest conquered proves the strength of your will. Hours pass. Night falls, and the desert transforms. What was once harsh and hostile becomes beautiful. The sand glows under starlight, a sea of silver stretching infinitely. The air cools, the silence deepens thought. In that silence, you learn something vital. Endurance is not just survival. Endurance is grace in the face of struggle. The desert did not break you. It revealed you dot at the edge of the desert. You stumble upon something unexpected, a hidden oasis. Palms rise gently from the earth, their fronds swaying in soft wind. Water glimmers in a clear pool, reflecting the moon above. The air carries the fragrance of jasmine and wildflowers. You fall to your knees at the water's edge, cupping your hands, drinking deeply. The taste is life itself, cool, pure, simple. Never has water felt this sacred. Never has breath felt this precious. And in that moment, gratitude blooms. The Stoics taught that nothing is truly ours except our ability to respond with virtue. Everything else, health, wealth, even life, is borrowed, fragile, fleeting. Yet in the smallest things, we can find eternity. You lean back against the grass, staring at the stars through palm leaves. You feel thankful not for riches or victories, but for breath, for silence, for the chance to see beauty where you expected. Nanda the garden whispers, gratitude is not a reward. Gratitude is a choice. Here you rest for hours, soaking in the sweetness of enough.